What's up, guys? Matt Brown here from playpicks.com. Going to take a first look at the Week 7 betting lines over there at the New Jersey online sportsbooks. Going to take a look over here at the line site. That is www.thelines.com, one of our sister sites. An awesome site, as you can see. We're going to take a look at this article in just a second, but got a promo article here for some of the stuff that's going on over there with FanDuel Sportsbook, and then a really cool article that they run every week about the weekend in bad bets and how that kind of looks. And of course, if you were on the Falcons -3, you loved that 57-yard field goal, and if you were on Tampa Bay, you hated it. Fortunately for me, I was on the good side of that bet this weekend. Feel very fortunate, very lucky. Week 7 lines here over at the New Jersey Sportsbooks. Going to roll down here, and of course, we'll start at the big online sportsbooks that are going on: DraftKings Sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook, Sugar House, BetStars, and 888 Sport. Those are the sportsbooks that we're really going to feature here. And again, guys, be sure and head over the lines or head to playpicks.com/bonus/bonus, whatever it is. One of those slashes bonus. You'll get all these offers that we have. But I mean, DraftKings Sportsbook, you get $25 for free. You don't even have to deposit. At FanDuel Sportsbook, we have a great match offer there. At 888, we have free $10, no deposits. I mean, all kinds of great offers there you're going to want to take a look at. Starting things off here, Denver, Arizona. Who the hell wants to watch this game? I mean, man, this Arizona offense is just absolutely pathetic. And of course, the same could be said for this Denver offense as well. Case Keenum, not good at quarterbacking, and it is showing really, really big time here. 2.5 across the board here, and a very low total at 40.5. Probably won't be looking at that game as far as betting goes. I mean, just absolutely terrible. This Arizona offense, man, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what in the world they are trying to accomplish by not, lining up some of their talented players in space and doing the different things like that. They're just not learning from their mistakes. So, probably not a game I'm going to be looking at too hard. Tennessee and the Chargers. You want to talk about an offense that hasn't figured things out? Let's talk about the Tennessee Titans this past week, who got shut out by the Ravens. Marcus Mariota took 11 sacks in that game. He completed 10 passes in that game. He got sacked more times than he completed a pass in that game. They only ran 29 plays that didn't end in a sack. You're not going to win any games doing that's for sure. They are just a complete and utter mess, which is why you see them as big 6.5-point dogs to the Chargers. Chargers actually starting to put some things together, and really looking forward to this team when they get Joey Bosa back. They should be a very good defensive team at that point, and we know about that offense. I mean, Melvin Gordon just continues to produce. Phillip Rivers playing at a high level. They've got all that talent on the outside with the receivers. So, looking forward to this. And I mean, listen, 6.5 might not hold. This might get pushed up to a full touchdown here. Carolina, Philadelphia. Philadelphia finally put things together, right? We're looking at 4.5s across the board here at the online sports books, and 45s is the total here. Philadelphia gets after the quarterback, right? And so Cam Newton, a guy that does try to make things happen, does try to make plays, sometimes holds on to the ball a little bit too long because he thinks that he can, scramble and get out of the way and things like that. I expect Philadelphia to have several sacks in this game. 4.5 seems about right now. We'll see where this thing ends up a little bit later. This Buffalo-Indianapolis game not on the board right now. Don't know what's going to be happening with the Buffalo quarterback situation. Allen hurt his elbow. If they go with Peterman or whoever in the heck they might go with there, expect a pretty big line in Indianapolis' favor in that one. Cleveland heading to Tampa here. Boy, Tampa just completely inept on defense. I mean, Atlanta was basically able to do whatever they wanted to for the vast majority of that game. That said, Jameis Winston came back, and granted, Atlanta's defense is equally terrible, but Jameis did throw for 395 yards in that game. Threw a couple of pretty bad picks, but threw for 4 touchdowns as well. Definitely think that they're glad to have him back under center here. Cleveland just laid a complete egg in their game against the Chargers. Didn't look like they knew what they were doing on either side of the ball in that game. Tampa 3-point favorites here. My initial lean is maybe to take the points with Cleveland. Big 49.5-point total here. We'll see where this thing ends up. Houston and Jacksonville, another team that just can't get it figured out. Houston, boy, that is just too much talent on that team to be so completely terrible. And then Jacksonville just got the brakes beat off of them by Dallas. Still with that lets you know where the books kind of put this Houston team in the grand scheme of things, because Jacksonville, despite that, still 4.5-point favorites at home against this Houston team. Minnesota and New York. Minnesota looks like they're starting to get things right here. It looks like they're starting to put things together, starting to figure a few things out there. 3-point favorites on the road against the Jets. And boy, this Jets team has really impressed. If you're a Jets fan watching this, you have a lot to be excited about with this team. Darnold can play. Got some decent players on defense as well to build around. You get a couple of more playmakers in there, and this is going to be a good team. This is going to be a fun team. They're certainly building this team for a couple of years down the road, but this Jets team, pretty interesting here. Interesting also, though, that this is just a field goal for this Minnesota team. Let you know what they think about this Jets team as well. Because, I mean, listen, Minnesota came into this season, of course, one of the, kind of teams that had the chance to compete for a Super Bowl this year. So, I'm going to take a deeper dive into this one. Certainly, maybe even looking at that 47 total, maybe seems a bit high on first glance here, with a couple of teams that I think that starting to find their own on the defensive side of the ball. Detroit and Miami in this one. No line put up because we're going to be waiting on the quarterback situation. I don't know if it'll be a good thing or a bad thing for Miami if they have to start Brock Osweiler again. Brock Osweiler went out there and won the game this past weekend, threw for 380 yards. So we'll see how this line pops up whenever they announce what's going on at the quarterback situation for them. We got the Patriots and Chicago here. We'll go ahead and scroll on up. Patriots, 3.5-point road favorites against Chicago. Chicago completely blew the game this past week against Miami. I'm not a believer in the Chicago team. I mean, one of the things that was kind of a reason to be a believer in this team was the defense, and specifically the defensive pressure. And they were not getting to Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler's not mobile, and so he's not a mobile quarterback. And they were not able to get to him this week. And if that's going to be the case, then of course, we know Tom Brady's not a mobile quarterback, however you want to say it. So if they can't get to him, he's going to have a field day. I don't care how good this defense is. Tom Brady, you can just watch the way that they scheme this offense. I mean, he's going to have success if they can't really get in there and mess with him. 3.5-point road favorites there for the Patriots coming off that big win on Sunday night against the Chiefs. We've got the New Orleans Saints. They are going to be dogs on the road at Baltimore here. And if you're wondering, how in the saying, how is this possible? The Saints. Listen, this Baltimore defense is definitely for real, and it's no secret that the Saints play worse outside of the Voodoo Dome. They're going to be outside in Baltimore. I haven't looked at the weather yet, but it's getting about that time of year where weather could start playing a role in some of these games as well. And initial thought here, this 50 total seems a little bit high. I might be looking to play the under in this one. I know it's baked in that the Saints have, just went out and destroyed the Redskins last time we saw the Saints 2 weeks ago. They're coming off their bye, so getting a little bit, getting some people more healthy and things like that. But again, typically play much, much better at home in the Dome. And also I have respect for this Baltimore defense as well. We got Dallas 41.5, 42s coming across the board here. That 42 being at FanDuel Sportsbook if you want to get that little bit of extra. One of the things that I look at in these games here, like when I see, and this might even be the case with the Saints as well. These 1.5s, 2.5s. I really like to look at if there's a teaser play in these things, because you're able to tease it through two of the key numbers. So if you take the dog in the Saints, for example, you're teasing it through the 3 and through the 7. So you're getting them at plus 8.5 now. And so, much bigger than a touchdown there. Same can be said for the 1.5. You're getting it through the 3, through the 7. So you're getting it at 7.5 with the Cowboys here. I understand Washington had a get right spot and looked pretty good at home here. But Dallas, again, man, it's really weird how they're able to compete in these games with so few playmakers and things like that. But, listen, they got things going. This defense, the other thing they do is they get to the quarterback. So they're going to get pressure on Alex Smith in this game. Rams and 49ers, even though the 49ers play on Monday Night Football, this line's already out because basically you can just tack a double-digit number on it, and that's what it's going to be. I mean, the Rams what else can you say about this team, right? Just a well-oiled machine in every aspect, really, of the game. The only thing a little leaky, I guess you could say, on defense. I expect that'll probably get shored up before the end of the season. So, yeah, I mean, 49ers have no chance in this game. So, 10-11 almost seems generous at this point. And honestly, they'll get action. The Rams will get action even being on the road and being that big of a favorite. Cincinnati heading to Kansas City. Kansas City coming off that loss to New England. Everybody was watching Sunday Night Football. One of the better regular season games. One of the ones I've been looking forward to most in a long time. This team is good, man. And the defense is going to continually let them down because they just don't have a lot of playmakers. They really need Eric Berry back. They really need some of these injuries to get better. But I mean, you have to outscore them. You have to outscore them. They are going to put points on the board, and they can put points on the board in a hurry with this team and with the playmakers that they have here. So, not a shock to see them as 6-point home favorites here over Cincinnati, a team that's actually been playing very well, very high 58.5-point total in this one. And finally, the Giants and Atlanta. This game hung at 54 and 54.5 is the total across the board. And you're like, what is going on here? The Giants, I mean, what is this? Listen, even the Giants are going to be able to score in Atlanta. This team just ravaged by injuries, and then you can just see it at every level. The other thing that they do is Atlanta just gives it up to opposing running backs, and of course the Giants have one of the better ones in the entire game in Saquon Barkley. So I expect them to use him a lot. I expect him to be a very big part of the offense against this Atlanta team, and I expect the Giants to score. And of course, we know Atlanta's going to score. I mean, that team is the offense really coming into its own. Matt Ryan has as good a numbers or better numbers this year than he did in his MVP season. So playing very well, very high level there for him. Giants in Atlanta. Going to be an interesting game. 54.5 total seems about right when it comes down to it. As we mentioned, guys, just some of the very, very best bonus offers from the sportsbook side of things in the entire industry here. $25 completely free, no deposit needed at DraftKings Sportsbook. $10 completely free, no deposit necessary at 888 Sportsbook. You got a $100 match bonus here at FanDuel Sportsbook. You got a $250 match bonus at Sugar House. So be sure and take advantage of these. You can get it at the lines with these whenever you click into this article here. This whole table's here for you, or you can head to playpicks.com/bonus, and you'll have all the offers there as well to take a look at. But really do take advantage of these if you're gonna bet, if you're in and or around that New Jersey area. Be sure and take advantage of this. They're the best ones in the industry. You don't want to just sign up without getting one of those bonuses. Also, hit the subscribe button down below if you don't mind. If you're watching this on the YouTube machine, could really trying to get us up to is 1,000 subscribers is kind of the goal here, our short-term goal that we're aiming at. So please hit that subscribe button, and you'll never miss a video that we get posted here. We're doing, if you're into DFS, we're doing DFS stuff. If you're into sports betting, we're doing sports betting stuff. So getting all that stuff on this channel up, and we're getting it going each and every single week here. And of course, we've got NBA season coming up soon, so we'll have NBA content as well whenever we get that. So again, thelines.com is our sister site. Be sure and head over there, or head to playpicks.com. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you with some more analysis here soon.